I feel like we're not totally in tune. I should not have tuned. I should not have tuned or tuned. You should never trust the tuner.
I'm tuner tuned. Is that your name?
Okay, we're good to go.
Oh, hi. Hello there. Hello, everyone. I'm feeling all right, and I'm being joined today with Joe Bass, or is it Dave Jarnett?
Whatever you like.
Okay, whatever I like. Okay.
Joe Guitar today, maybe.
Joe Guitar, right. Well, welcome to the 2021 edition of the Thang. This is my first time here, and I'm so glad to be here to share my music with you folks. We're going to start this out with a tune called Fancy Creek. Fancy Creek. Cool tune. Actually, I just recently learned the tune by way of the playing of the Volo Bog Trotters. A bunch of guys, good old guys out there from Chicago area.
Yeah, Illinois.
Illinois.
Yeah,
right.
they play a lot of Illinois.
Yeah, a lot of good music out there. Anyway, moving right along. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. We are here. It's a little bit rainy. I think this area is getting the storm that we got down in Floyd County, which is where I'm from, yesterday. It's pretty wet. And speaking of, how about a little bit of that old, sorry about that. A little bit of that 28th of January.
Oh yeah.
Old time music generally sounds better if it's in tune. All right. 28th of January. Yeah, that's that. And got to tell you a little story here. So, there's nothing like music to bridge the cultural gaps. There's so many people that around the world who have been pretty much connected by music. And I tell you, music can either get you in trouble and it can get you out of trouble as well. Well, here's a story about how music got me out of trouble. Well, I'm a respiratory therapist a retired respiratory therapist by trade, by profession. And I used to do a lot of and down in Pennsylvania, up and down Route 81. Traveled a lot between upstate New York and Virginia. And, well, since I spent so much time behind the wheel, I was pretty much obsessed with learning fiddle tunes. And when I first started playing the fiddle, my bowing was like this. It was very long. Called me longbow at that point. And in fact, there were people who would say, now don't stand on his right side because he'd beat the devil out of you with that bowing arm. My bowing was so long. Well, as a result of doing so much, spending so much time behind the wheel, driving with my knees and playing my fiddle while I was driving down the road. Now, I wouldn't advise you to do that at home, but for me it worked. I wouldn't do it again, but I did then. So there I was, cruising down Route 81, and I was just rocking out to my tune. But part of it was that, because with the window down, there was so much air rush or wind rush that it was hard to hear. So I would roll the window up, and as a result, my bowing got considerably shorter. Well, again, there I was, just cruising down the road and about 90, 95 miles an hour. I mean, I was just into that tune, and the faster the tune went, the faster the more deep my foot went down on the pedal. Well, I happened to look over to my left, and there was a patrol car. And the guy looked over at me, the patrolman looked over at me, and he just shook his head. And he just said, pull over. And as I pulled over, I was starting to shake in my boots. I was like sure he was going to put me under the jail. And oh my God, I was just frightful. He walked up, he says, now son, please tell me that I didn't just see you playing the fiddle. Well, my fiddle was right on the seat. I said, yes, officer, you did see me playing the fiddle. And he said, oh, just get out of the car, come with me. And there I was, again shaking. I get out of the car, and he said, no, bring your fiddle, because I don't even know how to write this up. Man, 95 miles an hour down the road playing the fiddle. So I grabbed my fiddle, and he says, now, I want to see that you can really play that thing. So, you know how most patrolmen, when they stop someone, they call their buddies just in case they need backup. So he takes me over to the car, and he opens the intercom to all of his buddies, and he says, now play me a tune. This is a tune I played. It's called Devil in the Straw Stack. in the straw stack. Thank you very much. So as a result, again, I could hear the patrol officers in their distant past clapping, cheering with joy. And the officer looked at me and says, now, I don't even know how to write this up. I have to give you a ticket for something. So he gave me a ticket for defective equipment, which meant broken headlight, tail light, or whatever the case may be. Anyway, it was a ticket for broken equipment, and I promised I would get it fixed. So he gave me the ticket. I got in my car, and he said, no, wait now. I got to tell you, of all my born days, I've been driving this route for some 30 years, and I've never seen anybody driving while playing the fiddle. And I said, officer, I'm so sorry. You will never, ever, ever see me playing the fiddle while driving on your route ever again. So I got in the car, and about 50 miles down the road, I pulled out my fiddle and I finished my tune. And it was a good tune.
Nice.
Yeah. So, and with that in mind, here's another tune I recently learned. Gotta make sure I have the right fiddle. That one. So I was torn on my way here. It is called Patty on the Pike. Okay, and it's in the key of D. And for any of you aspiring fiddlers out there, the tuning on this is A, D, A, D. So A-dad. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got to play Eeny, Miny, Mo with my fiddles here. I don't know which other tune. That's not the one. All right, so I've been collecting fiddle tunes now for longer than I care to admit sometimes, but very, very, very long time. I started playing the fiddle when in 1971 I got my first fiddle. And since that time I've been very much a tune hound. Been collecting tunes from pretty much all over the United States. And a lot of what I learned over the years is that there's a lot of these old time tunes in particular that a lot of them were pretty much inspired and came right out of the black community. Unfortunately, a lot of the whites who learned the music from the blacks did not necessarily share the fact that they learned it from a black person. Well, in my travels and in the presentations that I do, I try to point out that the old time music is not a black music, it's not a white music. It was always a shared music. Otherwise, how did the white guys learn from the black guys? And vice versa. And so as a result, you know, when I learn a tune, I try to pretty much give credit to the person that I learned it from, so that, you know, if I learn a tune from Joe, I could almost care less about where he might have got it. But my main reference is if I share that tune with someone else, I want to point out the fact that I learned it from Joe. And then if they want to know more about it, they can consult Joe. So here's a tune that is a song. It's called the Down South Blues. I learned it by the way of playing Doc Boggs, but from what I understand, he learned it from a black woman named Mamie Jackson. And it goes something like this. Oh,
We're in A.
We're in A.
Sort of, right?
Sort of.
It's a little soggy out here today. That's actually why I'm wearing my camping shirt here, because it was real soggy when we came in a couple hours ago.
And in the world of fiddles, we have this thing we call dubo, where when there's so much humidity in the air that you just have to keep tightening your bow because the hairs tend to stretch out a bit. And they don't grip the strings quite as easily as normal or in drier conditions. So this is called the Down South Blues.
Let's see if my A sounds like your A. Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. For a sloppy A. Go. Rock Blues. Thank you, thank you. All right, we're going to slow things down here a little bit. All right, here's a tune learned by way of the playing of Jonathan Bekoff, the late Jonathan Bekoff, a really good friend of mine from Vermont. And he learned it by way of the Kentucky fiddler I just recently learned. And in fact, if you go down on the Berea College archives, you can pick up a bunch of these tunes in there. And speaking of, I have played in a band, the Earl White String Band, with Joe bass. I don't want to mess that up. With Joe bass, myself, my wife Adrienne Davis, and Mark Olitsky on banjo. Earl White String Band, and you can find our music on CD Baby. I think you can download individual cuts, but you could also get a digital version of our CD on that platform. This next tune is called Maysville, and sorry, but because of this weather, we have to just do a little bit of a tune check there in between tunes.
This one's in C, yeah?
This one's in C, that's right.
Just checking.
All right. you. Thanks again. Thank you. All right, I'm going to step out of the frame here for just a second. Okay, I don't often play the banjo, even though it was one of my first instruments when I first started playing old time music. Actually, it was playing bluegrass music. And I was taking banjo lessons from a good friend of mine. But I didn't own a banjo, so it didn't go anywhere. This is a song. It's called Little Sadie. And I'd say, unfortunately, it does kind of reflect years of violence against women. I mean, there's a lot of songs in the old time music community that just pretty much like blues, except blues is not quite as dismal in some aspects. It's a lot of My Baby Done Left Me, but the guy didn't go and kill her afterwards. And this is a little buzz in that string.
Did the head actually rip
It
on
did
that?
when I opened my case a while ago. That's the way it was. I was like, okay. place. Tuck me back to the top of the hill. Got no one to go on off hill. Judge and the jury's taking a stand. Papers in his right hand. 29 days, 29 nights, 49 years of fall and strife. Thank you. All right.
6:45. Should we keep playing?
I think it's cool. Yeah. Okay.
Great. Well, somebody just tell us when to stop.
That's right. There's 1,000 more with that game, bro.
I don't see Corey yet, so. Well, it's so great to be back here at the Thang. This is an amazing event and community of people, and just so delighted to be sharing this music with you all and sharing these stories, and really looking forward to seeing everybody when we can all get back together safely in person.
Oh yes, yes. And I say, this too shall pass. We'll get to that side. All right, here's a tune I learned by way of another recording, field recording of my friend Jonathan Beckoff, and it's called "Say Old Man, Can You Play the Fiddle?" And I have no reflection on me. I have to remind my kids of that all the time. Oh, thank you, thank you. For anybody again who's just tuning in, this is the Thang 2021 edition. And I'm Fiddler Earl White. This is Joe Bass, Joe Dejournette, joining me here on guitar. And this is my first time here, and it's fantastic. I just love it. It's incredible. It's a great thing for the community, and it's a good way to bring people together. All right, what's our timeline there? How are we doing on time?
Looks like it is. It's about 6:53, so maybe one or two more. I think Corey is coming up at around 7.
Oh, okay. Okay. Can you say a word or two there, Joe? I'm just going to retune here for a second.
Oh my gosh, sure. What what should I say? Well, I guess gosh, there's so much to say, and like, how do you narrow it all down? Well, it's a real treat and a real honor to be here at the Thang, and I'd like to give a big shout out to Dina, who organizes this event and does so much important work bringing our community together. I first met Dina through our mutual friend Greg Adams, who is I don't know if you're out there today, Greg, but at the Augusta Heritage Center, and just so honored to be here and be part of this community and to help be doing this work and playing this music. And it's a delight to be with you here. We've been playing a little bit here and there for about 20 years now.
Oh, yeah.
You were out in Oregon and California, and you were always talking about getting back to Virginia.
And I did.
I'm mighty glad you're down there in Floyd with us now.
Well, thank you. It's good to be neighbors.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, again, thank you. And Joe, you said it all. All right. So, throughout many states, I'd say, there's always a Cumberland. Cumberland, Maryland, Cumberland, Virginia, Cumberland, North Carolina. And somewhere probably in all those areas, there's a Cumberland Gap. So this is the Cumberland Gap, one of many Cumberland Gaps. This is one in D, and there's also one in A, one in G. But this is the D version. All right, Cumberland Gap. Oh, you got a good case of bows here. You got to keep tightening them up there. I'm sorry.
That's a good one too. We could do that one.
Let's do that one. Let's do that one. All right. So since we have one or two more up our sleeve here, we're going to do this one. This is called Shucking the Brush, one of my favorite tunes. the brush. Thank you very much.
Nice. Well, I think we got time for about one more. That seemed good. Cool. Well, you guys are in for a real treat next. I won't say too much, but I grew up in the next county over, and next up is Corey Harris, and he's just one of the most amazing musicians and just an incredible blues guitar player and singer, and don't go anywhere because it's going to be so much fun. What do we got for our last number here?
Oh, well, now how about if we do that Cumberland Gap?
Sounds like a plan.
All right. Thank you very much. I'm Fiddler Earl White, Joe Darjenet. I did mess it up. Joe Bass.
Earl White, thanks so much. And Corey Harris will be right up.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks, Earl.
John Henry said to the captain, Lord, a man ain't nothing but a man. Before be beaten by the steel driving gang, Lord, I'll die with this hammer in my hand. Lord, I'll die with this hammer in my hand. I will die with this hammer in my hand. John Henry was a little boy, sitting at home on his mother's knee. Said that big Jim come on that YMP, crying, Mama, that will be the death of me.
Oh, yeah.
Lord, Mama, that will be the death of me. Lord, they take on poor John Henry, for to help you the mountain down. Lord, the mountain so tall, John Henry soul. Till it lay hammer, Lord, and cried.
I am down in Floyd.
Lord, lay down his hammer and he cried.
Be 5 years in October.
You might know my
Woman, why you get your little
hangs out that
shoes
time on your dress.
and the dress you wear so fine? And my shoes from the railroad man, and my dress from the man in mine.
Your brother.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Got my dress from a man in a mine. John Henry had a little baby, with you sitting on top of Murray Lane. Crying, baby, cry, don't you never be a steel driving man. Don't never be a steel driving man. John Henry had several races. I was there when the race began. John Henry would drive down 11 solid feet while the steel driver was driving down 10.
Masons, Virginia. Masons, Virginia. That's right, Orange County. Thank you. High Fever. That's was a song I wrote way back. I was living in New Orleans, and I was with the chicken pox. Had to go to Charity Hospital and had a high fever. So I wrote the song. Live to tell the tale. Just can't wait until I reach my black woman gate. Well, I won't be late. Just can't wait until I reach my black woman gate. Moon rising high and the corn it grows. Follow my baby no matter where she go. Well, I won't be long. Just can't wait until I reach my. Won't be late. Just can't wait until I reach my black woman. My black woman. Until I read my black woman. Six shaggy puppies were made down. They call them dogs just to run my rider down. Well, I won't be. Just can't wait until I reach my black woman gates. Well, I won't be. Well, I just can't wait until I reach my black woman gate. Song by Sleepy John Estes. Changing the ocean, changing the deep blue sea. Come back, baby, find some change in me, everybody. They ought to change sometime, because it's sooner or later all ever go down a lonesome ground. Well, I change my pants, I chain my shirt. I chain, baby, to get shed of the day. Everybody, they ought to change sometime. Because it's sooner or later all ever gonna out on lonesome ground. Well, I changed my money, I changed my honey, I changed, baby, to keep from being funny. Everybody, yeah, they ought to change sometime. Because it's sooner or later all ever gone out on lonesome ground. Because it's sooner or later all ever gone out on lonesome ground. Oh, thank y'all. Well, you gonna quit me, baby, 'cause I've been to you, Lord, Lord. 'Cause I've been to you, Lord, Lord. 'Cause I've been to you. Give you my money, honey, buy your suit and clothes, Lord, Lord. Buy your shoes and clothes, Lord, Lord. Buy your shoes and clothes. Yes, I will. Daylight ain't no plaything. Believe me, it ain't no fun at all. Believe me, it ain't no fun at all. Believe me, it ain't no fun. You gon' quit me, baby. Put my clothes outdoors, oh Lord. Put my clothes outdoors, Lord, Lord. Put my clothes outdoors. Yeah. It's one of those type of songs, you know. Well, this song I wrote thinking about a man who had a job. He was working for the government, and he didn't like his job. He actually had like a top secret clearance, and he left his job with, I think it was 2 laptops filled with a whole lot of information that people to this day still want him killed for. He's living in Russia right now. His name is Edward Snowden. This song is called Watching You. watching you. Who you talking to and they're watching you. They're even listening to and they're watching you. Watching me and you. My eyes on you. While you watching what I do. Everywhere I go. Even who I be talking. Well, them slavery days. Who no remember when them chains and shackles? Remember when time come again? Well, they're watching you and they're watching you and they're watching you. Who you talking to and they're watching you. They're even listening to and they're watching me and you. I and I can congregate. They don't want Bobo Shanty to meditate. It is I and I they violate. Even I and I they designate. The what, Bobo? For investigation and prosecution. So much separation in every nation where they're watching you and they're watching you and they're watching you. Who you talking to and they're watching you. They're even listening to and they're watching you. Watching me and you. Watching you. They are listening. Watching too. Oh, oh, oh. Hey. One day the powers that be, well, they all gonna flee. Even now the fire's getting hotter, and there will be no more water. And my brother Nestor wrote the line, say they can't stop the time. Earthquake and lightning, thunder, they're gonna find, well, they're gonna find. Yeah, well, they're watching you and they're watching. Who you talking to and they're watching you. They're even listening. Watching, and they're watching you and they're watching you and they're watching you. Who you talking to and they're watching you. They're even listening. Watching me and you. They are listening. They are watching. They are listening. Say they be watching you.
Ooh, yeah.
They're watching. This is a song called Lynch Blues, written for my ancestor Wade Fidmont, who was lynched in Arkansas. What do I see hanging neath the tree? What do I see hanging neath the where they wanna hang you if you don't bend at the knees? Gonna to my brother, my brother too. Still the people always ask me, son, why you sing these blues. Whoa. Oh, people told me, but I never did know. Well, the old people told me, but I never did know. Said the good book, say you got to read the one like apple, they like cherry from the tree. Some like apple, they like cherry from the tree. Well, the fruit they like down home gonna be the death of me. Oh, Well, the end of my song, I ain't gonna sing no more. Thank you. This old Skip James tune I recorded with Ali Farkatouhi way back in the day. Well, I ain't got no special rider here. Well, ain't got no special rider here. Well, ain't got nobody to love and feel my care. sun going down. Well, the sun go down on that western hill. Well, if you ain't had the blues, I hope you never will. What you gonna do? You're the roller gone. What you gonna do, brother? You're the roller gone. You better make some biscuits until she come home. Thank y'all. Yes. Well, thank y'all for your patience. Everyone out there in the land, on the earth. Yes.